Hey, so I'm probably streaming, but I don't actually know, which is kind of a funny experience. So if you show up in the stream, let me know. Um, Testing this out. Hmm. Oh, oh, you're so fast, Daniel. Very nice. Awesome. Uh, so you can hear me talking. Um, in the chat, if you can hear me talking, say, I can hear you talking. And I'm curious how delayed my stream is. It's, I guess, a couple of seconds, which is interesting. Nice. Okay. Well, that's really good. Thank you so much. Um, I guess I appreciate you dropping by. You can feel free to stick around or just like sign off, obviously, but I really appreciate it. Um, I am probably going to make some decimal digits just to try it out. Um, Webcam is working, share is working too. That's excellent. Okay, amazing. Thank you again. Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, Bree? Um, kind of fun. I am looking forward to this tomorrow. Kind of funny. The first time I was trying to set up my stream, I like tried to schedule it, made the thumbnail, connected OBS, and it instantly started streaming. And yeah, didn't quite expect that, but I think I maybe have the rhythm down now. Um, yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the weekend and seeing y'all's streams a little bit as well. Because you're a streamer, you're part of the Fontathon, right, Bree Rice? I've been really distracted lately, so I'm like not 100% sure of who's who, even. I don't know, I feel silly even saying that. Awesome. Well, shoot us the link if you want people to take a look. That'd be cool. Whoa, that is a wilder one than I expected, but I actually kind of like it maybe. Did not expect to do that. The effect. It's kind of cool. Maybe. Really silly, but maybe. Uh-oh, there's echo. Thank you for telling me that. Hmm. Can you describe what kind of echo? That's interesting. There shouldn't be echo. But that's really helpful to hear that there might be. Oh, it's probably capturing audio from multiple places. I see. Okay, so I've tried to clean up the echo, and I'd be really curious if there's still echo. And also, is it stereo? Like, if you have headphones, is it coming through both? Um, well, I think it could be the open headphones, but it's probably more likely that I think my OBS was set up to capture multiple audio uh, things, and that might have done it. Um, that's that's my current guess. Okay. And it is in stereo. Like if you've got headphones, are you hearing it in both ears or both speakers? Like that's something that sometimes gets me. Um, can't tell if this one is too silly, but I guess I'll just find out by working with it more. Hey, Faye. Awesome, much better. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. That is totally the kind of thing that uh, sometimes I like wouldn't catch until it was too late, and then I would have been so annoyed with myself for making a stream with terrible audio. So I thank you. I do appreciate that a lot. That's so good to know. Um, how does one make a number two? Uh, maybe like I can start with the S. It is funny to be working on a italic design first. And yeah. Ha. Well, that kind of sort of does something interesting. Both ears slightly. Wait, they were slightly desynchronized, but now they're back to they're good, right? I think you said. Hopefully. Do y'all think that music is really important in a stream, or I'm kind of considering just doing it like my videos where I just don't bother with music because I don't know. I figure people may or may not want to actually hear music. It's great. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you again. Yeah. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but oh well. Okay. Not yeah, not super necessary, not super important. Good. All right. I agree. I'm a podcast person too. Um yeah, I assume people can put on some music if they really want it. I don't know. I do wonder. Yeah, sometimes with a stream, it's like so much silence. I don't know what to say. But even then, yeah, I think just doing a stream is enough, maybe, for me at this point. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I literally am going to keep drawing a little bit just because I guess it's fun. Um, But yeah, don't feel obliged to stick around if you've got busy Fridays or whatever. Or if you're enjoying yourself, don't feel like you have to leave. What do you all do on a stream? Like maybe that's a really silly question. It's been a while since I've watched a stream, so I feel like, God, this is the ugliest too. I mean, it's supposed to be ugly, but not this ugly. Do y'all have any like streamers that you think do like are exemplary streamers? They're like really good at the craft of streaming. I feel like that would be a really interesting and helpful thing to know, just to like watch a little bit of streaming today to get a sense of. I'm watching YouTube all the time, right? But like, even though I watch a lot of casual YouTube, they're not quite as casual as streaming, maybe. Oh my God, I haven't drawn a serif like this in like a long time, so I just feel like I'm blind. How does one draw letters? George Nowak's Twitch. Huh. What does George Nowak do? Well, I might call this acceptable for the moment so I can draw more numerals. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Sounds like I maybe should check out Nowak. Was he on Twitch or YouTube? I assume Twitch, I guess. Is the more typical one. Oh God. This is a funny 3. But this is a funny typeface, so it might make sense in its weird way. Wait. How am I approaching these? Ah, I'm doing extrema. Okay. I guess the one other thing I should test on here while I'm testing things is like if I can show my mod keys. Let me try something. Well, maybe I'll just have to Google that later. I don't know. Yeah. So wait, is one funny thing is I can't even tell quite how many viewers are currently here. It seems like 9 concurrent viewers. The most recently available time. Oh, nice. Well, that's kind of exciting. Thank you for stopping by. All right, well, this 3, I should probably try a 3 with more of like an angular top too, just to give it a shot. Maybe I'll do the 7 first. And how might I start the 7? I'm so lazy. Why? I guess I'm just trying to be efficient. Alright, let's chop off all of these. And move this, something like that. This has to be way taller. Oh, I guess I could start the 7 with a 2, actually. That's the much better option, because I've already kind of got the thing going. Alright, let me try again. First, I guess. I had forgotten that I was using these little guidelines. Alright. Ha. Let's delete these for a sec. Just kind of rough out this curvature. Yeah, I literally haven't even sketched these on paper, I don't think. So I usually would, and it's a bit of a strange style, so it's a little less certain how anything should look, really. I'm like, it's a funny thing when you're trying to be deliberately strange. I'm guessing most of you have experienced that. Well, yeah, probably. Or, if not in type, in, I don't know, any kind of drawing or cooking or whatever. I think this one is just too ugly. Let me try a slightly more standard thing. Love to see the mod keys. Yeah, I use mod keys a lot in glyphs, so I'll set that up. You know what, let's see, show, what the, show mod keys in OBS. Input overlay. Oh, do I really have to, is it like an extension? Oh no, I don't want to plug in. I don't know, if any of you use input overlay in OBS, how do you do it? Interesting. You know what? I bet I could even find software that maybe shows the input overlay on my own screen. I wonder. That'd be kind of interesting. Hey, Lancetype. Good to see you. Well, that is a question for maybe later. Okay, so I feel like this has to be somewhat bigger. I'm just trying to draw numerals and literally starting 10 minutes ago, so it's a little iffy still. Very, very iffy. But, you know, fun. So, maybe if I do something like this, it would work better. I have to really offset it. I don't really know. Well, anyway, let's try grabbing. Oh yeah, this can come way down. It's a better match the T sort of thing. In fact, what I could do is add the T component in the background, and then, yeah, that's pretty helpful. I can kind of get a sense of, I can probably have more space, but we'll start with using the same space and then adjust. I think a numeral might, you know, stand to have more space than a letter T, but I don't actually, wait, why? It almost looks like, is this off-centered? Oh, it's, let's see. Will this tell me? No, that wouldn't tell me. I guess this, the side bearings are the same, but I'll be darned. So the spacing I don't think is the same. I wish it would, there is probably a way to do that, but okay, yes, this does it. So when I'm in typing mode, not edit mode, and then I mash down all three mod keys, Control Option Command, then I can drag this beam around and it kind of shows me. So actually the T is very symmetrical within its side bearings. It's a little off by like maybe 2, but that's helpful. Okay. Anyway, that 7 looks, it's getting there, I think. Maybe this could be a little bit less thick. Yeah. 72. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, I do kind of want it to be 600, so these could be sort of mostly tabular by default. Oh. Yeah, but that might look a little silly. I don't know. Okay. Well, it's a start. Let's go back to our 3. And we've got our duplicated 3, I think. Yeah, so we've got this kind of B looking 3, but I want to also test more of like a, well, wait, let's put it there so this can match that side bearing. Yeah, I feel like already this is probably the more successful. Wait, how did I do Z? Oh, I didn't do Z. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah. Let's pop some of these away. Oh my god, where am I? Okay, here we go. Is Animus C going to be released to your arrow typeset once it's completely done? That is a good question. So, the font name Animist is something I do intend to use. I'm not sure if it'll be this font or a different font, to be honest. And I'm not 100% sure on the name, but I think so. I like the name. C, I tend to install fonts in serial, kind of. It's the easiest way to avoid font caching issues if you're installing a font over and over to like test it in Illustrator or whatever. You just change the suffix on it. So some people would like put the date as well. So like 24/02/02/02 could go there, and then like you might add A, B. So it's like the easiest way and most bulletproof way to kind of version the font naming so that it doesn't crash in Illustrator, or clash in Illustrator, I should say. There are other ways to do it, but it's like, if you've ever dealt with font cache issues, they're no fun to deal with. So just changing the font name is one kind of easy way to get around that. Oh, nice. Yep. Yeah, for sure. It's it's pretty reasonable to put some sort of a label there, for sure. This goes to yeah, it's still like wrong pretty much, but it's getting there more so. Maybe. Something's still way off. But it's probably that I just have to keep going, and then I'll figure it out. By the way, I would normally never design starting in the italics, so this is a bit of a maybe deliberately silly exercise. It is kind of a fun way to change it up, I guess. extra, like, couple of points there. We'll do that in a second, I think. Wow. That's cool. Why Lions type do you want to exclusively license in the SAL? Like, if you don't mind me asking, is there, like, I think the SIL is cool, but it obviously makes it difficult to make more direct revenue from a font, unless perhaps somebody commissions you to extend it or something, which might be a thing that happens sometimes, but it's only happened for me, like, I got the commission for Recursive, and that was kind of to make it SAL open source. But then since releasing that, which was kind of a custom project sort of setup, I've only gotten commissioned like one time to extend the typeface, which was with kind of Greek mathematical characters. So I have the feeling that it doesn't happen too often that people actually, what the fuck is happening to this? I need to go look at like serif contrast again, probably. I think the 5 would typically have a thick stroke there. I literally spend just so much more time thinking about sans serifs. It's kind of funny, but yeah. Oh well. I'm going by the seat of my pants here. It'll be interesting and potentially, well, very much need revision. Getting the raw first draft here. I guess that's the fun of it. From this point onwards, just reducing queries about personal and commercial use. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I guess it's sort of, yeah. I would just say, I don't know. One of my professors at Type Media, Eric von Blockland, pointed out like that even if you're charging just like $1 for a thing, it really changes the way people interact with it. Which, for better and worse. I do think open source stuff is really cool, but it's just like it can only ever be a way kind of to, okay, that looks worse, to maybe advertise for whatever you want your primary business to be. So if you want your primary business to be licensing fonts and getting revenue from fonts, then open sourcing them would make that harder. But if you want your primary business to be maybe font production for other foundries or something, possibly it would be a way to do it. Or even more likely, perhaps, if you want your business to be graphic design or web design or something, that might be the sort of case where open sourcing fonts could help people find you, perhaps. yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I'm definitely in favor. It's just try to. I'm also in favor of people making money on the things that they spend a lot of time on and a lot of care on. So it's worth thinking hard about it before you do it. But I'm sure you've thought hard about it. So yeah, I'm sure that's a cool decision that you're deciding to do it. Why? I don't know. I guess. Oh well. I'll move on. Let's do the z, because we can kind of start that with the 7, and then we could do the 4, perhaps. I'm trying to even. Oh well, I'll imagine it better once I have it. So let's. Oops. Copy, paste. Turn. Boom. Alright, and we'll just kind of connect these and fix it. That's kind of a fun thing that happens to outlines sometimes. When you crisscross like that. Okay, so let's hit enter to make these smooth points. I'm just looking at the comments again. Oh yeah, I actually did make a double story. I drew it literally just this morning to make my thumbnail. So yeah, I might connect the loop, but for now I kind of actually did bring it over from the S. Kind of the whole idea here is to make this font sort of super spiky. So in a way I think that spiky tail kind of works perhaps. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely have to. I might fiddle with it more and then update the thumbnail again. But yeah, kind of a fun thing maybe. I don't know. Okay, so we've got a starter Z. Let's kind of balance these. Is that still? Ugh. And you know what I'm gonna do, I think, is literally just detach this whole thing and then move it again. And this will allow me to be more symmetrical with it. Alright, I don't know if this will work for sure, but let's try to select these points and then drag them together. No, maybe there, something like that kind of basically works. something. Kind of fun. Okay, then the 4. Okay, yeah, I think I can use the Z maybe as a starter here, because I can sort of, let's try this. Popping it up like that maybe, and then slicing it. Come on. And then let's like grab the I. I don't know for sure if this will work. I think I'll have to compress this by a lot more. And maybe I shouldn't have this thing coming up at all. I don't know yet. I don't typically make fonts that are this strange. So this is a fun exercise that's pretty strange for me, for sure. Most of my fonts, I'm trying to be as boring as possible almost, within like the concept. Based on the theory that I feel like sometimes that's where the excitement in a font comes from. Or like the utility, I guess. It's gonna do that. I don't know. That's too much, for sure. But, we'll make a layer. Let's just try this again. It's supposed to have too many spikes, but not, I don't know. Not a horrific amount of spikes. That's something, maybe. I don't know yet. It could be something. Um, uh, maybe. But I don't want to show the full character set at the moment. I'm just working on these. But I'll end up doing that probably tomorrow or something. I don't know. I guess, especially early on in a font, it's why unlock image. I kind of early on in a font, I kind of want to let myself explore it and almost greedily explore it, sort of like, I don't know, exploring some area outside or something. Like that's why I very seldom live stream. I kind of don't always like what I end up exploring or working on, and so I really value the moment to like think twice about something before putting it out in the world, even though I do believe in putting things out kind of early. But sometimes lists is strange. But I don't necessarily want like ideas just yet for this, just because I guess I still want. There's so much to figure out about what it is and what it needs to be, if that makes sense. Let's. But I appreciate the impulse, and I know that you mean well by it and everything. So it's not that I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying not to be horrible about it or anything. What the heck? Okay. All right, let's connect these. Wow, that's ugly. It's like way too pointy down here. Numerals are honestly so challenging to draw because I think I've spent a lot less time in my life thinking about what they ought to look like, which is funny. Whereas I'm like always thinking about letters. I'm not as often thinking about numerals. Which doesn't seem like it should be any different, but it somehow is. I might need to make it a smooth connection. Let's, all right, so we'll keep that one as an option. And let's try it with a smooth connection just to see how that looks. Yeah. Okay, thanks for understanding. Yeah, it's yeah, type design is a funny thing, or design is a funny thing where like you really want to share it, but you also want to kind of figure out the puzzles on your own a little bit before getting too much feedback. Kind of goes back and forth, I guess. Like feedback is so vital, but also kind of, needs to happen at the right moment, maybe, for it to feel right. Or you might be relating to like drawing numerals being a challenging thing. Thoughts on printers. I have a laser printer. It's like an HP LaserJet DW 2019 or something. What does it say? M118DW. It works pretty well. I don't know. Honestly, printing proofs can be extremely helpful, but I don't do it like on a daily or even weekly basis. That said, I guess as a solo type foundry, like quite a lot of time has to go into like business stuff, like making quotes for inquiries and that stuff, and it can be kind of exhausting and all of that. But also, like, you can do a lot of useful proofing on screen. So I don't know. Yeah, my thoughts on printers is that they're very useful, and they are really valuable to have. But I guess also there are more valuable things to have. Like, a printer doesn't necessarily need to be the first purchase you make as a type designer, I guess, and not even the top 5, maybe, because I'd say the mouse you use matters more. For instance, the font editor, getting a screen that's like an external monitor is a game changer, just to have more space. And external monitors are not too expensive. I don't have a very fancy one. Yeah, obviously a laptop is pretty critical, or a computer of some sort. You could. One of my favorite type designers, Matthias Herzberg, works on PC and does like epically amazing stuff. But yeah, so a printer is really useful, but having or not having a printer doesn't necessarily need to stop you from working on type design, if that makes sense. But it's a good question. And various other type designers would probably feel, differently. So it really depends. But for instance, I think that DJR, and I might be misremembering or misquoting, but I think maybe DJR doesn't do a lot of print proofing. I feel like I heard that recently. And he's like one of my favorite type designers for sure. So I probably don't quote me on that. Definitely don't quote me on that, because I'm not really positive if that's totally the case. But yeah. Anyway, I do try to print proofs, but not all the time. Okay, so the 9 is often not just a flipped 6, but sometimes it is, and I feel like it might be a valid way, certainly to start out a typeface at this stage. I think it's totally fine for it to be a flipped 6, and it kind of gives me ideas on how the 6 maybe should be balanced, so it's kind of handy from that perspective. I'm actually gonna like remove the overlap. Wait, did that work? Huh, strange. I'm trying to. Okay. Reverse. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. Yeah, I'm back and forth on that. I would never want to ship a variable font where there's like exterior overlap, where a point meets on the outside of the shape. Interior overlap, like this, is totally fine. But this, like I had it, can kind of cause weird anti-aliasing issues sometimes, so I try to avoid it. Okay. Wait, do I? Oh, I don't have all the numbers just yet. But we're close. Brother laser printers, very nice. Yeah, I feel like my dad has a Brother laser printer. He prints stuff. I don't know. It seems like it works pretty well. All right, let me try something kind of funny here. I wonder what might this look like if I just literally kind of rotate the S to be an 8 like this. Excuse me. Well, it's maybe a start. I think I probably have to make it wider for one thing. Do you use FontLab, Faye? I'm saying your name right, Faye, right? Open type exporting. Yeah. I guess, to be honest, I've never actually used... Well, not quite. I've used FontLab like once, and it's often been the sort of thing that I intend to spend some time with. Wait, let me save a layer. But then I've never really had the need to, like, say, a client working in it that wanted me to work in it. So I haven't worked in it yet. I guess I would, if I had to build from FontLab, I think you can convert from like I think it's called VFB to UFO, using a font tools thing, and then I would build from there with like font make. But there's lots of ways to do things. Okay, well, this isn't right yet. This is especially not right. About to test it, but not quite. I think it needs to be... maybe something like that. I'm just trying to rough out the very rough shape of it at the moment. Oh, that's terrible. All right, let's bring this down. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This probably needs a point here. this 8 is going to work. Well, it'll work sometime, but... Yeah, certainly not yet, not just yet. All right, but let's I forget, do I have a string in here with figures? Okay, yep. I think I had figured out all right, let me go to type / spacing. So I've got various spacing tests. Here's the one I want. This is github.com/arrowtype/spacing. There's just like a collection of simple spacing stuff that I've come across and tried to add here and there. So this is the first time I'm seeing these figures together, and it's rough. But that's as expected. God, what to even start on? The 4 feels way too narrow to me, so that's maybe what I'll start on. Yeah, even just that feels somewhat better. The 7 is also like too broken up here. I think it needs to be more straight probably. So let me duplicate that one, but then let's try to like the Z might be a better basis here. Just a straight up copy starting from this. And then and then we'll copy the bottom. Let's see what this looks like. We'll start with this. I don't think it's quite right yet, but gotta start somewhere. Oh God! All right, so it's like not 70 enough yet. Honestly, I might need to take some time to look on this on paper, just to like, I still can't always think as well just on a computer screen. I feel like there's something about the human hand and eye, at least for me, that like paper can kind of unlock a little bit. got it. I don't like the 7. But I think I've just got to like probably take a better survey of a lot of serif fonts and just kind of see, like I've done not much research here, which is a problem because I just don't know. I'm trying to do this all by instinct, but my instincts have been depleted by thinking about other things or something like that. I've like spent a lot of time learning to see the styles of type I'm actively working on, and I haven't trained my eyes recently to see this sort of high contrast serif thing. Maybe I should just like, I should probably make an 8 that's more usual for a second, just as a placeholder if nothing else, just to sort of get the balance right, perhaps. So let's try that. Let's like dock this up here. Okay, it looks like a million times better. Yeah. I might make it more spiky, but sometimes the answer is to be a little less weird, even in a weird typeface. Maybe. I don't know. It's so early to say like anything confidently about this specific design. I feel like this does kind of need some sort of weight up there. That's kind of an interesting, weird thing. Let's try to see how close we can get to our paths in the background with, wait, what? With these like inflected curves. Wow, my whole vocabulary is failing me. And that way we can kind of rough out the curves we actually want and make them a lot smoother, and then it can then be easier to make a mark. Yeah. Okay, well, think there's still a very long way to go on this typeface before it's something I would want to publish, but I am glad to have some kind of numbers here, because, wait, did I change the wrong 6? Interesting. I think I totally did. Wait, what? I'm literally so confused. I swear I had connected more there, and then it undid my... No, I see. I was just getting confused by my point structure. It's good. Okay. All right. Well, I should probably call it a day for now because I'll be doing this more tomorrow. Tomorrow, you may have seen my stream schedule. I am planning to make a Roman upright version of some of this, and then I will be working it into a variable font. Like, I really want to explore kind of the design space, kind of really scaling back and, you know, doing a word like Hamburg or something. Like, maybe that's it. And maybe even just like ham or hand or something. And making a weight axis and a width axis, and just kind of walking through how to do that in glyphs and some of the basic concepts around it. Because somebody asked me this week about it, and they were pretty confused. They were a super good, like, experienced type designer, but they just hadn't gone through that process yet. So I feel like having that video on my YouTube could be a useful thing. At least, you know, a fun way to practice it, perhaps, but maybe also just a useful video to have. So I will be giving that a try. And if you're around tomorrow and that sounds interesting to you, definitely, you know, consider stopping on by. Don't know how far I'll get, but it should be fun and interesting to explore, regardless of whether I am able to complete the thing or not. But I think it'll be a fun goal to work for. And yeah, should be good. So these have a lot of issues. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks so much for helping me test the stream. Yeah, if you're working on type yourself today, or design, or anything creative or analytical or hard or easy, hope it's going well. Thanks, and take care, everyone. Bye.